I already posted the final demo track, and yeah, I promised a walkthrough of the track to show you how I did everything and how I arranged the track. And yeah, let's begin with the track. So this track is a pretty straightforward track. Let's take a little look at the piano in general. It's the first thing I like about that is that it really has a great and lovely, rich grand piano sound. But obviously, I already have a lot of piano libraries in my collection, but still, it's a great addition because you can do a lot of interesting stuff. So, for example, you can work with these layers to create very, very interesting sounds, to combine it with these synthetic elements and stuff. And I always enjoy if there's a lot of if there are a lot of possibilities to modulate the sound and stuff. But in this case, we went for a very straightforward assisting role of the piano, and we made it the perfect addition for this kind of orchestral and epic track. So let's take a look at the beginning. There's of course this pretty classic main pattern of the piano. But in addition, we also have this more synthetic sounding piano I created with Revelation. And you notice this volume automation. That's something I do a lot. I want the sound to fade in and snap away again, to create a very specific feeling, or like a feel of a movement. So to make the track move a little bit more. So if we combine these three, you'll notice that. So that's pretty much it. In addition, it's pretty reduced in the beginning. I always enjoy if tracks build up because you want to have an evolution with the tension and stuff. But there's already quite some stuff going on. So we have some basses, some violas, some cellos, and horns. They are all created with Abbey Road 1 and the BBC O by Spitfire Audio, and it's pretty much my go-to library if it's for string and orchestra stuff. And some horns. And what I did here is these strings have a classic staccato movement. They play the same, but Obviously, the violas are 1 octave higher, but it's like a nice supportive thing because they play a slightly different rhythm to the piano, and so combined, it's pretty nice. We also have some, of course, percussion elements created with Damage 2. And we have this very dominant voice in the background, these solo vocals that really are a great addition to the track, in my feeling. So, and then the orchestra joins in. So especially these over here. So we have some high violins, some violas, a lead violin, and one track that's only tremolos. So it doesn't sound good if you play it solo. But by letting it join and reducing the volume again, it's like a sweet addition to with this specific tremolo sound. And I took away all the low frequencies, so it's only a nice addition in the high end of the track. If you combine these, it's a pretty thin sound, but that's okay. I wouldn't have mixed these strings that way if I wanted to listen to them in solo. But because you always have to keep in mind that the whole track has to sound good. You always have to think about, do I need these frequencies of this specific instrument right now or not? So it's not about making the instrument sound great in solo, but make it sound great within the track. So that's why I took away the lower frequencies and stuff and some in the middle. Also, a lot of modulation is going on to determine how hard the strings are played. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's jump to a part in the middle. It's pretty much my favorite part of the track because the solo cello and the solo violin join the track. I'm gonna solo them for one moment and combine them with the piano tracks to show you how great these 5 tracks like dance together. It's really a lovely sound, and as already said, a great supportive role of the piano in this track. It's great. One short thing here, you can see the general volume automation. This is the the intensity modulation of the dynamics, and over here, that's the track for the vibrato of the solo violin. Let's focus on this part for now. If I take away the main rhythm piano, you notice that the piano and these 2 strings almost play the same thing, but with a few harmonies. So I don't want this different instruments to be like play different melodies the whole time. It's important to make them play the same thing at some points, and then to like slide away into an harmonic melody at specific places and slightly change the rhythm of some instruments. So over here, for example, the violin does something different to the cello and the piano, and if you listen to them soloed, and the piano, so in general instruments with a very short attack time, are great to support a melody, because at this place, for example, you notice that the piano does this extra step with this sus4 thing you do in the chord, and it creates something special, because the strings with a lot of sustain are still playing, but still something is happening, you noticed in the track. So now we get to the next part. So he joins the lower piano. It's great because at that place I also let some brass join, but yeah, let's take a look at this fast part, because in this slowdown part there's not that much more happening. We have the drums, so nothing special. I'll focus on the piano for now. We have this little guitar instrument that plays at one point. Yeah, another instrument that has a short attack time and adds a different sound to the whole track. We have some low horns, classic sustainy, and we have these symphonic motion patches. Sounds weird if played solo, but it supports the track, especially this transition from the lower octave to the higher one. And yeah, we have the strings play a little bit, like for example the tremolo things join in and fade away again. And all the strings pretty much play the same thing in this fast part. There's, again, very small differences between the stuff they play, but only at specific points, because you always want one main melody to play. So don't confuse the audience. It's you know your track, like, because you worked on it all the time, but you can't expect that anybody who listens to the track immediately understands what you have in mind, and you only have one chance sometimes. So you have to focus on what's really important. Now let's listen to this fast part. We have the piano. And of course the core and these beautiful solo vocals again. It's Roto P2 by Strezov sampling, by the way. It's a great core. Here's another example for the melody guiding. The core kind of follows the piano but changes over time. For example, with this sus4 thing again, that's always great with these like Bulgarian chords or something. It's always cool to play these weird. I always love it if these harmonies like scratch with each other. It's a great thing. But yeah, it's only supportive. So these shorter, like staccato-like notes of the chord, they don't sound great solo, but it doesn't matter because in the whole thing it sounds great. Yeah, so that's another very interesting point, I guess, because notice that the high strings get lower at this place where this bum 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 with the brass happens, and that of course has some reasons, because I wanted to create a little change. So there's this specific part of the orchestra or this brass stuff that joins the track, and I wanted to highlight that and then fade away again, because the violin and the cello take the lead role again, but then fade away to create some space for the piano itself. So if you listen to that, how the brass joins. Exactly, and the cello fades away a little bit too at this point. And the piano does some stuff that's pretty cool too, because it's the first time you really have some multiple octave playing by the piano, which is always cool if you like play it with full energy and stuff. And the first time you got the lower piano with a melody besides the main sustain thing. And that's pretty much it. So it's not that much. It's only about the use of the strings. So you want different octaves throughout your orchestra, and you want it to play the same at specific times, but you also want to go for another harmonic melody at specific places. So that's pretty important. There's no rule for that. Just always keep in mind, like, does this specific harmony make sense right now? Do I need it? Or is it only like I want to show off that I'm able to create harmonies? And that's not what's it about. Yeah, we have some more brass here. And created some specific space for the whole orchestra. I created a soundtrack for the whole string group. It's pretty wet, just to make it like connect a bit better with the whole soundtrack. And because in the beginning it was like too upfront, and I wanted it to get back in the background of the track. That's why I created this specific equalizing for the reverb of the strings, take away some high notes and some of the low one to support more like the frequencies around 1K to create this specific sound. Let's take a quick look at the ending of the track. That's only the basses, some percussion, and a lot of different piano sounds. So that's pretty cool, because that showcases pretty much how many sounds this piano plugin can create. I like this plucky sound, for example, but there's also with a very sharp attack, almost like a music box or something. It's great. So let's combine these. What I did there is I grabbed the melody the piano plays in this middle part, but also now the piano plays the melody of the cello, the solo cello, and the solo violin. So it kind of recaps the track. You have this stuff in the middle of the track. It already get hinted in the beginning, and you have it in the end, but only the piano. It's always pretty great to reuse this theme but create another feeling by another use of an instrument and slightly changing the melody. It's like producing for games or something. If you have a leitmotif that's connected to a character, but the character changes throughout the game, and you want this motif you connected to him to change too, because that way you really can change the whole impact of specific moments in the game. So for example, if something bad happens to him and you use a different instrument only at this specific place, and you used like only the piano in the first 5 hours of the game, and then you change it or change one note, the player will notice because he already connected this melody and this specific instrument with the character, and so you can support like changes in the game and stuff, or you can transfer the tune more and more to minor from major to support stuff. But yeah, that's a different topic. We wanted to talk about this track, and yeah, I really had fun working with this tool. I can't wait to dig deeper into it, because right now I focus on creating this specific supporting epic piano sound, and I totally go for like a hybrid track that's more connected with maybe some 8-bit synthes or something, who knows. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.